Based on the points, Hazelwood and Tom Davies on the front row, looking for the Young Gun Award winner this weekend is Tom Davies. Ben Grice and Nathan Hearn. Lachlan Evennett, the rookie, starts out of 5 with James Golding. James Moffat and Jack Smith, his first weekend in Trico Trans Am, sees him start out of 8. Nash, Morris and Jordan Cox on the 5th row. Ben Barguana and Jared Hughes. Josh Haynes and Adam Garwood. Jackson Rice and Blake Tracy. They've got the engine change, we believe, on the 5. Chase Hoy and Elliot Barber start out of the 18th position. Saw a car going to the pits in the background of that shot too. We'll get to that in a moment. Mark Bailey and John Hollinger start down the field in row number 10. Josh Thomas and Graham Cheney. Des Collier, Robbie Farr, back to Jason Pride and Domain Ramsey. In the 71, Ben Gomersall, Cameron Laws on the 14th row. Back to Webster and Crutcher, Michael Calder and no Charlie Nash for today's finale. And a car has made its way into pit lane while the field are bunched up well before turn 5. And it's the Ben Gomersall car. Car 35 has come back into pit lane. Remember, it didn't start in race number 3. Brett Thomas at the back of the team looking on the left rear of this car. He might rejoin the race, but I think he might miss the start here.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there on the out lap. So clearly some form of issue in the left rear. And he was getting out and then looked like he was instructed to hop back in. So whether that's something they can fix pretty quickly. But yeah, he won't be taking the start. And our lovely field of Trico Trans Ams heading around the final corner. Hazelwood, Davies, Grice and Hearn, your front 2 rows here, exiting turn 7. Now they have to run over those grid boxes for the rolling start.
And here they come. Time to pull the belts tight one more time. At High Tech Oils Race Tasmania, the Trico Trans Am Series is underway with a massive amount of pressure already into turn number 1. They compress, and everybody's team playing nicely. In car with Moffat. Oh, they're not. There goes Evennett, spun around. The number 8 machine dispatched on the exit of turn number 3, and that is heavy damage to the rear of the Formula Ford star in the Cam Quarries and Concrete entry. We saw that from the in car, and the safety car will be called with that car buried well and truly in the gravel trap and heavy damage to the rear.
Yeah, that is heavy contact for Evennett. Looks like contact between Moffat and Lachlan out of turn number 2, and whether that was a case of something similar that happened to Nash Morris and James Golding in the race before, and that has had huge consequences for the 16-year-old. That is heavy damage in the rear of that car, straight, well, into the concrete wall there. So out in front, Hazelwood had a lovely start. Tom Davies managed to hang on to 2nd position as Evennett climbs out of the car. Glad that he's okay, but look at the rear of that car, Nolts. It has been absolutely squashed up against the concrete wall there.
Yeah, no tyre wall there to save, and more like a hatchback now is the 8 machine, and the 16-year-old from Townsville is about to turn 17 in a couple of weeks' time. Not the way he wanted his first weekend. It was a dream weekend up until this point, and now a lot of damage to the back of the number 8, and the TFH team pushing Ben Gomersall back towards their pit garage. It's a fair way down the lane here, so the whole crew heading back there to get him back there. So he missed the third race, incidentally, of the weekend. Driver that won the final race of TA2 muscle cars back at Winton. Oh, man. And look at the top of the roof as well. That's torn away from the top of the roll cage. I haven't seen a Trans Am car that heavily damaged.
Yeah, that is big contact. He's pretty much skipped over the gravel there and hasn't really arrested any speed until he's hit that wall. So yeah, back to Gomersall. They must have thought they'd fixed the issue, what they had, and then they've realised, no, we need to push this car back to the pit. So not sure what's going on there as we get a replay now of the start. And on board riding with James Moffat here. So he's got Evennett in front of him. You can see Nathan Hearn on the outside there and give him a little bit of a push, still just into the back of the rear bar, and then just contact straight in the back of Lachlan Evennett and just put him pretty much straight to the wall. So I think that James Moffat might be having a little chat with race control over that one.
He was already shoved into the back, I think, of Nash Morris ahead. Evennett's car was. And it's just a classic turn 1 compression of the field. And there is the 8 being dragged away from the incident. A lot of damage for Lachlan Evennett's team. Car number 8 out of the race. Cam, you've got an update on Ben Gomersall.
Yeah, been chasing the Ben Gomersall one since he came into the lane off that start. They changed the left rear and sent him again. Thought it might have just been an issue with the left rear. They changed diff between the last race and this one, but as he drove down pit lane, he said it was crabbing, particularly off that left rear. So they stopped him and brought him back to the pit garage. And unfortunately, it looks like his race may well be done. They're trying to get him back out there, but it's a long road ahead.
Never a good sign. That team that, as you said, changed the diff in between race 2 and now. They've had a busy afternoon down at TFH Racing with the Josh Thomas car that had a vibration issue as well. So looking good for a restart next time by. Back into single file with Hazelwood, Davies, Hearn, Grice, Morris, Golding, the top 6.
And Todd Hazelwood just leading the field here under the control. We have a very angry pack of cars behind Todd, and he's no stranger to this, having led quite a few safety car restarts this weekend as well. So I think he's more than accustomed to how to get a restart underway in one of these cars. So just approaching turn 6, safety cars in the lane, and there he goes. Out of turn number 6, Tom Davies tries to follow, as does Ben Grice. Everyone away safely, and we're back underway for race number 4 of Trico Trans Am.
And dust flying in the background from James Golding. It just showers the field behind. So the 31 going after the field. So we're broken into groups of 3. What's going on with Nathan Hearn? He's slowing down. The 29 Blue Gold Industries entry is dropping back through the field as Grice makes the move on the inside of Tom Davies. While Gomersall has rejoined the racetrack to let the field go by. What is going on with the 2-time champion?
Very authoritative pass there from Ben Grice as we're just going past Gomersall, and looked like Josh Haynes in the background was hung out to dry as well at the turn 4 hairpin. But we spoke to Nathan Hearn before the race, and he said he had a fuel pump issue that they thought they resolved. So whether it's come back, some sort of gremlin in that car, whether it's a fuel pump or electrical, but yeah, that's really going to put a dent in his points as well. So as we complete lap number 4 here, Hearn all the way back down into 14th position here. So he has stayed out on the track. He hasn't come into pit lane. So whether that's sorted itself out, we'll have to wait and see. No, it looks like he's still going pretty slow there, Nolts.
It's dropping back through the field, isn't he? Behind Chase Hoy, back in 16th position now. Jared Hughes being pushed along here by James Moffat, who's got the angry pills in today in the LMCT Plus Mustang as he continues his charge. And while Nathan Hearn drops down the field, he's in 17th position. Cam, what's going on with the 29 car?
So you heard just before the race, he said he dropped to 7 cylinders in the last race. Well, it's happened again to him. So Nathan Hearn down to 7 cylinders. A bit like you yesterday, Matt Nolte. Ben Gomersall back in pit lane as well. So they still haven't fixed that crabbing.
Tough break for Hearn. So the big names have all had at least one race in the wars.
Looks like someone was off there in the background at turn number 6 as well. But yeah, what a shame for Nathan Hearn. Sure why that car is dropping down a cylinder, as we saw Moffat mounting that curve out of turn 3. Not really what you want to be doing. And Todd Hazelwood still in control of this 4th race as we go on board with Robbie Farr down into turn number 4. Tightest corner on the track, back to first gear, using pretty much all the steering lock here, Nolts, and then trying to get a really nice run down the back straight. But Ben Grice in behind Hazelwood. He has about a second margin now, does Hazelwood, as Moffat fires down the inside of Jared Hughes, and Hughes sort of just pushed out of the way there.
It's 2 positions. He might lose a 3rd one. He's out in the dust. It's the 118, the Road Active Suspensions car. So at 3 positions, he loses another one to Josh Haynes in car 37. So costly move there for Hughes. That puts him back into 12th position. So Hazelwood, Grice, Davies, Morris and Golding, the top 5. Jack Smith is next. Then we go back to Jordan Cox, James Moffat, Barguana and Adam Garwood are your top 10 with still 12 minutes and a lap remaining.
Jordan Cox there, just behind Jack Smith as well. trying to get into that top 6, and Golding in the top 5. You can see beautiful shots from our drone down into turn number 6. Hazelwood just hasn't put a foot wrong this weekend, has he, Nolts? He's just doing the business out in front. Got the clean air, just managing the tyre. And Grice, he just wants that first win, doesn't he? As Nash Morris pinches that right front into turn number 1. Super easy to do as the car is unweighted through there. He got a bit of right-hand steering lock. Really the trickiest corner for braking at this track. It's all about the braking here. And we head on board with Nash Morris down into turn number 4. The top 4 and 5 cars pretty much trading very similar lap times in that mid to high 54 second range. So Morris is about half a second behind Tom Davies here, who's still just been doing a cracking job this weekend, hasn't he?
Yeah, fantastic. So both those guys, second and third, hungry for their first race win. There's a move happening in the background here on the way down to turn number 6. Jordan Cox under siege from Jack Smith and James Moffat. And it's going to bring several other cars into it in just a moment as Moffat attacks the bumper of the SCT Logistics Mustang. Hustles his way through, and Moffat makes up another position. He's taking no for an answer today, is Moff.
Very aggressive through there. And Robbie Farr, unfortunately, off again. So we've got to be careful rejoining there, and safely does it. And yeah, turn 6 has been his Achilles heel this weekend, hasn't it?
Yeah, he doesn't like that turn. 2 or 3 excursions down there puts him to 27th place with Nathan Hearn behind. So here is Farr, and into the corner. Lots of correcting, and in the end the car, did he get assisted maybe?
Possibly.
The TFH cars was mighty close on the replay from the in-car shot of the high-tech oil Chevy Camaro. How busy was he trying to just get back on the circuit and look in his mirror to make sure there was no cars behind?
Did well to gather that up. So he's down in 26th position now. Nathan Hearn, yeah, down in 27th with what appears to be, yeah, dropping another cylinder. So you certainly don't want these cars running on 7. And it's a real shame for him because he was in a good position points-wise. There he is there, just trundling around, trying to just circulate Nolts and get at least a point or 2.
Well, Jason Pride was slowing there too. He's gone back to 28th position in the Tasman Power entry. More happening in the background. Jack Smith has gone around, and there's another car involved. There's dust. It's Adam Garwood putting on an expression session here at turn 4. More clouds of smoke for Mark Bailey, and Jack Smith watching himself fall down the order from 6th position. The 111 is well outside that top 10.
There's a bit of a lot of action that was happening there at turn 4. Looked like Moffat also put a move on Jordan Cox. He's through on Cox and Barguana. So whether he had got a double move done down there, and then Jack Smith, not sure if he got assisted or not in turn 4. And then Adam Garwood doing a nice little pirouette there as well. So it seemed like everyone recovered okay. As right on board with Nash Morris, stalking the back of Tom Davies. This is a nice little battle here between 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Nash with on a little bit of a redemption charge, I think, after the last race. He'd be wanting to get a top 3 finish. In the tow here of Tom Davies. Now, can he have a look down into turn number 6? He pokes the nose. Not quite close enough, I don't think. But Tom Davies runs in hot, actually. Runs in hot. Manages to just hang on to it, though. And we've got, this is Barguana and Cox.
It's just like the TCR days. Just bigger cars, same sponsors on their respective machinery. Back in 6th and 7th position. Couldn't wipe the smile off the dial, could we, of Ben Barguana before? He's loving his time in the National Trans Am Series. As we start lap 12 of this race, and just over 7.5 minutes of racing remain. Hazelwood, Grice, Davies, who's feeling the maximum pressure from Nash Morris, who pulls up alongside. It'll be battle of the horsies coming out of turn number 4. Let's ride with Morris. Davies won't be able to push him over any further. He's got the drive on the outside, and we'll have the better line on the way down to turn number 6. The Flash is moving. Can he cover off Davies? Let's look up in the mirror, see where the black 42 ends up. He's right behind him again, so nice job. That started on the exit of turn 4, and Morris gets himself up at a 3rd. James Golding has come into pits on our screen as well. Well, poor Nathan Hearn just trying to limp around with 7 cylinders and just get some points today aboard that 29 machine. There is Golding. Drama with the left rear, perhaps.
Just hasn't been the weekend for them, has it? Oh, look at the damage on the left rear.
All the drama.
It looks like how it did after the previous race. So clearly some sort of contact with another car in that race. But for the man that started on the front row for our third race today, in the pits for the final one. So disappointing for James Golding, the Warragul man, originating from Warragul, now moved to Queensland. He's been in that GRM stable for a long time. So
started days as an apprentice mechanic as Des Collier goes off. We promised you there was going to be action in this final race. I think the tyres are starting to say we've had enough for one weekend, and Collier arriving in hot and sending Garwood and co. Sorry, that was Cam Laws and the rest of the crew to the high side. Collier grabs half a race and gets out of harm's way. Rejoins it now. Domain Ramsey starting to think this corner's a sprint car driver's problem. Is turning left, doesn't leave their bodies. And the C&H Trucking Chevy Camaro, the man from Geelong in Victoria, returns to the track, but back down the field in 22nd position.
It certainly seems like it, doesn't it, Nolts? And Collier looked like he was trying for a move down the inside and then just wasn't far enough up. And then he realised pretty late, I'm not going to get this move done. As contact, we can see at the bottom left there between, is that Webster again?
And Laws and Ramsey, his second spin.
It's all happening down here at turn 4, Nolts.
It's also caught Michael Coulter and the Terps Tippers Ford Mustang. And I know Domain and Robbie are close mates, but they didn't want to get that close coming out of turn number 4. Golding's come back out on the track. Look how much dust and sand has been dragged onto the track down there all weekend long.
Now, can Webster find reverse, get this thing out of there so we don't have to go in a safety car?
You sure we're at Symmons Plains and not at Barbagallo Raceway, perhaps?
Or are we a speedway? They're trying to bring all the dirt onto turn 4. So he's still parked there, so that is in a pretty dangerous position. So I'm not sure whether he's waiting for a bit of clear track or if he's actually just stranded there. So I think race control just be waiting to see, as we've just gone to under safety car conditions.
Probably just to calm everybody down, maybe. The Buckby Motor safety car ready for hopefully its last visit on the track today. Anyone in the market for a second-hand safety car might want to get in touch after this. It's had a workout at High Tech Oils Race Tasmania. And the gap that was 1.7 seconds back to Grice comes back to 0, but gives him another chance to go for his first victory in his 70th race in Trico Trans Am Series, one of the OGs.
That would mean so much to him and his family, wouldn't it? Winning here in the final race today of the Trico Trans Am Series. Now, hopefully they can get Josh Webster's car out of the way fairly quickly. There's not really any damage to it, so they should be able to just maybe drag it off, hopefully, and put it to the side somewhere, and we can get this race back underway. We have just under 3.5 minutes remaining as we ride on board with James Moffat, who's up in position number 5. However, I do feel like race control will be tapping him on the shoulder when he gets out of the car in in another 3.5 minutes' time.
Cam?
Yeah, I thought I'd show you James Golding's left rear tyre. You can see the cut that's here. Now, Matt, you know that I've learnt this lesson a long time ago, so it's cooled down enough, but I can actually show you that has no air in it, mate. So that's why Jimmy G had to come in and change that left rear.
Yeah, you can see the grind market's been taken out of that Hoosier cross-ply tyre. So he's rejoined the track at least in 25th position and should get some points. So take the big deep breath, because with 2.5 minutes of racing, we might have a one-lap dash coming. It's Hazelwood, Grice, Morris, Tom Davies and James Moffat. The top 5 as it stands. Jordan Cox is next with Ben Barguana. Josh Haynes in 8th position, his first weekend in the Trico Trans Am Series and reigning TA2 Muscle Car Series champion. Elliot Barber is behind him in 9th and best of the Chevy Camaros right now. And Jackson Rice is 10th. Jared Hughes is 11th. Chase Hoy, what a turnaround it's been for the West Aussie after crunching the wall in qualifying yesterday, is in 12th position ahead of Adam Garwood. Mark Bailey is 14th. John Hollinger in 15th. Graham Cheney in 16th position. Ahead of Josh Thomas, Mark Crutcher. Looks like the Gremlins have gone from his number 4 Mustang. Jack Smith is now 19th. And a good result has gone back to the bottom of the top 20. Des Collier is next with Robbie Farr 21st. Michael Coulter in 22nd position. Domain Ramsey in 23rd. Nathan Hearn 24th. James Golding 25th. And Cameron Laws will be 26th with Josh Webster when he gets released by our hard-working volunteer officials who will sleep well tonight noons. Is going to be the last car on the circuit. Down to you, mate.
It's going to be a lot of sleeping. It's been a very busy 2 days at High Tech Oils Race Tasmania. One of the names you didn't read out in your leaderboard update there is Jason Pride. That car is in garage. They're done. They're out for the day. I just spoke to one of the crew members from Wildtech Motorsport here that run this car, Aaron Ted's team, and gearbox or driveline. Not quite sure which, but he's done for the afternoon.
That's a shame for Bridie. Really looking forward to this. He remarked in Perth a couple of weeks ago in between a sprint car race. He said the timing couldn't be better. They had a sprint car race last Saturday night in Perth. They didn't race this weekend. So I thought, why not wheel the Trans Am car out and run here? He'll be with us full time during 2025. Took the gamble a couple of seasons back to buy a T82 car to run over domestically in the West. And after a stint over there, put the car on the eastern seaboard, and with the support of Wildtech Motorsport can do the transit from Perth over to Sydney and to all the other tracks across the season there to contest in the Trico Trans Am series. So it's sounding good. The Buckby Motors safety car lights are about to go out.
Ten seconds left on the clock, so lights are out on the Bucky Motors safety car, and this is looking, Nolte, like we may get a one-lap dash here.
It's looking that way. That clock's about to stop now. We'll confirm that in a moment. But the Buckby Motors safety car pulls away. Hazelwood and Grice. Can Grice throw a huge speculator at turn 1 or turn 4 or turn 6?
This is his best chance that he has. 1 or 2 or 3 more opportunities for him. And Todd Hazelwood, with a brilliant getaway out of the final corner, leads us on what will be the final lap of Trico Trans Am series this weekend.
Hazelwood's not waiting around to find out. He's gone out of turn number 1 and charging down towards 4. Grice might have Morris lining him up. He moves that blue, red and white 03 car as far as he can to the left-hand side. Morris will try the switchback on this, the final lap. So it's a 1-lap dash. Morris feeds it gears coming out of the turn 4 hairpin. This is letting the 1 car off the hook. Morris challenging. Grice will keep this car to the left-hand side and protect as long as he can pull the car up nicely through here. He's fine for second, while behind Cox goes past Davies, and so too does Bargwanna. But it's going to be a clean sweep in the opening weekend to Todd Hazelwood as he wins all 4 races of Trico Trans Am in the season opener. The 1 car was dominant.
Get the broom out, Nolts. Maximum points for our reigning champion. What a way to start his 2025 season campaign.
If he wouldn't mind just sweeping the dust back off the final turn before we take it home. What a job, and well done to these guys. Haven't they been busy down at TFH Racing? The number 1 car, the brand new car, delivers on the opening weekend, and maximum points with pole position yesterday. Ben Grice just held back Nash Morris by 2.5 tenths of a second at the end. Tom Davies will get 3rd overall for the weekend and will be our Young Gun Award winner. As we confirm those results at the end of 4 thrilling races in the opening stanza. A dominant weekend and gives him a healthy advantage in the championship. Hazelwood from Grice, Morris and Moffat with Jordan Cox in 5th. They got past Tom Davies in the last corner. Ben Bargwanna behind him with Josh Haynes, Tom Davies and Elliot Barber in the top 10. Jared Hughes, Chase Hoy in 12th position. Adam Garwood and Mark Bailey. Great recovery from him in the Jack's Tyre and Auto Services car from the back of the field, or near back of the field to be 14. John Hollinger, Graham Cheney, Mark Crutcher, Josh Thomas, Jack Smith, the one that got away for the SCT team, and Des Collier, even with that spin, managed the top 20 with Robbie Farr. He went off the track at turn 6. Michael Coulter, Domain Ramsey, then James Golding. Nathan Hearn did get a result back there in 25th, and Cam Laws, the last car, finishing in 26th place today. And a list of DNFs behind with Webster, Pride, Gomersall, and the big story, Lachlan Evennett, with heavy damage to his number 8 car, turning that car into a bit of a hatchback down at turn number 1 after contact with James Moffat on the opening lap. At the other end, though, this guy, all class, South Australian-born, Brisbane-based, reigning Bathurst 1000 champion with Brodie Kostecki, and the reigning Trico Trans Am Series winner from last year. Can't ask for a better start than this. He's down in victory lane. There is Brett Thomas, absolutely stoked with this effort. He's investing a lot into motorsport right now, and it's paying very, very big. Todd Hazelwood is the winner. Grice home for second, and Nash Morris third in the final one. Cameron Vandendungen ready to talk to some of our excited top 3 at the end of race number 4. Down to you, mate.
Thank you, Matt Nolte. What a way to finish the weekend. We're going to get in here with Tom Davies. We'll make sure he gets his hat for third for the round, gets his third place for the round trophy. Tom Davies, we're also going to grab you the Young Gun Award. Congratulations. We said it was a breakout weekend. What a nervous last lap, though.
Oh, that last lap was just full on. Like, I thought I could maybe hang in there, but no, we sort of got bumped off the track a little bit and then lost too many spots, finished 8th, so a bit bummed, but that's all right.
Fair bit of silverware to take home with you. You must be exceptionally proud of both the team and also your own efforts this weekend. What a breakout weekend for you in Trans Am.
Yep. Yeah, I can't thank the team enough. Like Heafy, Alex, GRM, everyone. Yeah, it's just been a great weekend, and to take home a trophy, just top it off. It's good.
2. We've got the young gun one for you as well. So well done, Tom Davies. Congratulations. Let's head over. He told me he was going to win the last race, but he got second for the round. Ben Grice, congratulations.
I did tell you that, but I can't tell I wasn't trying. I slapped the fence and knocked the mirror cover off of there. So I was strolling around with that on my lap for a little bit. But yeah, got to thank my guys.
Let's get you that. Let's get you your cap and your silverware, and then we'll come back to thanking all the guys. Well done.
Thanks to George High Tech Oils for helping putting this show on. Haggard's Trans Am racing, just having a blast in the car. Unfortunately, we're round by round at the moment, but we're hopefully can get to Bathurst and get some more points. But to be second for the round, second for the championship against such a tough, field of drivers is I'm quite pleased with.
Well, there you are, Corporate Australia. Get behind him. He's got silverware round by round. Ben Grice, let's see you at Bathurst.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
All right, we'll continue on. Well, we'll head on over to the next side. Here he is, the perfect weekend. Pole position, race 1 winner, race 2 winner, race 3, race 4. He continues to run. Congratulations, Todd Hazelwood. What a way to start your title defence.
Yeah, that's the perfect weekend, and I don't think I've really done that for a while, so that was really cool. Massive thanks to my whole team at TFH Racing. We had a pretty rough preparation coming here. We were a little bit worried, to be honest, coming here. So to get 4 wins, pole position, championship lead, big thanks to Brett Thomas, my whole team, my family, and that's a great father's... what am I trying to say? Birthday present for my dad. So this wins for him today.
I thought you were about to break some news for us there, Todd. Now, very quickly, mate, it's not easy to clean sweep a weekend. Give us an idea of just how hard it was to stay out in front, because you made it look easy, but you've just said it wasn't easy. So just give us some insight to some of the difficulties you faced.
Look, every session we are literally tuning this car, whether it's a little bit of rot height, a little bit of spring. That last run, we weren't quite happy with the car. We made a couple of changes, and when you've been leading all weekend, the last thing you want to do is make changes, because the car's quick enough to win, but you always got to keep moving forward, because these guys behind me are always pushing hard as well. So you always got to keep lifting your own bar, and that's something I think the team here do really well. I push them pretty hard and say, hey, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. So always pushing to be better, and that's this is the end result, so I couldn't be happier.
Before qualifying, you told me it was going to be a tough weekend. Well done. It was the perfect weekend.
It was. No, thanks, Cam, and thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
All right, we're going to head around. That was for our outright winners. Well done, yes. Hands together. Mark Bailey. Now, hold on a second. Where's your trophy? Have you been given your trophy just yet? So we're going to make sure. Come on, George from High Tech Oils. You've forgotten the trophy, George. Here we go. Look at this. Mark Bailey, congratulations. The Pro-Am winner. That is outstanding. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, just massive hats off to the team far out after that last race, and I got taken out, put in the fence, and probably hit about 5 or 6 cars on the way. They just did so much work, and big thanks to them. This is for them, and yeah, we'll bring on Bathurst soon.
Well, mate, one more question, because you are the Pro-Am winner. It's incredible. We watched the outright fight, but it was a massive fight throughout the entire field. Just how difficult was it to come home with that silverware?
This year they've really stepped up the competition, and yeah, it's tough. It's tougher than ever, and I'm really looking forward to it. It just drives us all forward together, and yeah, it's good racing. Hope everyone enjoyed it.
We certainly did. Well done. Congratulations. Let's head her on around. John, where are you? John Hollinger, he's got his cap on. We're going to get you your trophy over here. George, look at this. Read this right here. Pro-Am second place. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was really good. What a class. Great fun.
Well, we're talking about the action that's been throughout the field. From your perspective, it must have just been action in the mirror, action in front, action everywhere.
Chaos, but great fun. Brilliant, yeah.
Congratulations, man. A few words, John Hollinger. Congratulations. Second in Pro-Am. Hold on, where are we? Is Graham Cheney, is this our third in Pro-Am? He's got his cap on. George, come on. We've got to speed it up, George. We've got to get the trophies in there. Third in Pro-Am, congratulations. We've just been hearing just how much the calibre of competition, the racing is lifting this year. From your perspective, silverware must be a good way to start.
Oh, it's unreal. The competition out there is unreal. So many young guys coming through. Like, the category has just grown so much this year, and it's awesome to see so many cars on the grid.
It's going to be a very different race track we go to next, from Symmons Plains, the Bull Ring, to the Mighty Mountain.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's probably a bit more room up there spread out, so it's going to be some good competition racing going on up there.
Fantastic. We're going to head back to Tom Davies now, okay, because we found the trophy. Thank you very much, Graham. Well done to our Pro-Am competitors. We're going to do the bit where we say fast and loose. Here we go. Tom, where are you? Tom, we've got that other bit of silverware for you now. This is important because this is the Hi-Tech Oils Race Tasmania Young Gun Winner Trophy. We've talked about your weekend. Congratulations, mate. That's another trophy for the cabinet at home.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, I mean, stoked. Like, the team, just an awesome job. Like, all of us this weekend did a pretty good job, and I'm just stoked. It's good. Can't thank everyone enough.
Mate, I think we've thanked everybody with you. You've had that many interviews this weekend. It's been an in-depth. Just looking ahead to Bathurst, you must be excited and carrying a lot of confidence into that weekend coming up at Easter.
Yeah, I'm obviously looking keen to Bathurst. The Bathurst is always an awesome track to drive on. So, yeah, I'm keen to see how we go and, yeah, hopefully keep up the front.
Well done. Well, from one young gun to another, Tom Randall, Aaron Noonan, what a great weekend racing at Race Tasmania.